Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is ThePromG. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now, today's video is going to be another manga review, this time of one of my new favorite series of all time. It's a series that I actually put off reading for quite a bit of time, even though it's by one of my favorite manga creators ever. But after having just finished this series, I decided I needed to make a manga review on it because it is just so spectacular for me not to. Of course, the series I'm talking about today is Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5. Now, if you've heard anything in passing about this series right here, or Taiyo Matsumoto in general, you've probably heard, his stuff is kind of out there and strange, his artwork is not exactly conventional, and those claims are absolutely true, and that's the kind of thing that makes Taiyo Matsumoto's manga, specifically number 5, which I believe is his best manga that I've ever read, so special. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a spoiler-free manga review of number 5 by Taiyo Matsumoto, a manga series that has absolutely blown me away, and you guys should definitely read yourselves. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So without any further ado, let's get right into the manga review. Alright, so the story of number 5 takes place in this world where some sort of disaster has fallen on the Earth, and due to this, some top scientists, specifically one called Papa, actually genetically engineered and created these people with special powers, as well as a bunch of new hybrids of creatures that already existed. And this group of special beings that were created by Papa are called the Rainbow Defense Force, I believe is their name, and basically they are the people who are supposed to, maintain peace on the planet, or kind of be these paper tigers that serve as propaganda and the face of the military. But one day, for reasons unknown, one of the members named Number 5, hence the name of the title, actually decided to betray the Rainbow Defense Force and kill one of the other members. This causes a massive scandal around the globe, and the military decides to use the Rainbow Defense Force to send people in the force to kill Number 5. And another thing that's very interesting about our characters, specifically those in the Rainbow Defense Force, is that they can all kind of communicate telepathically and feel each other's emotions. So you can imagine there would be a lot of conflict when it comes to these members of the Force having to actually go out and, even though he's a traitor, kill somebody who is their friend and ally. So that's basically as far as I want to get into the story of this manga without giving too much away or spoiling it. But this story is so compelling. On one hand, you have this political side of the story where you're dealing with the world military and the Rainbow Defense Force, all of the ethics and logistics that go on with this whole debacle. But you also have this more straightforward side of the story where it's Number 5, this master sniper who betrayed his allies, and they're coming one by one to kill him. Both of which I found very engaging. I found that they mixed together very, very well to keep the story moving forward with interesting things one time after another. Though I will note that Number 5 is by far one of Taiyo Matsumoto's most out there and surreal manga. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, sometimes the series can be kind of strange. For instance, Go-Go Monster or Attack on Kinger, they kind of have this surreal, dreamlike environment. This one here is the cream of the crop in that aspect. There are a lot of these dreamlike sequences. There are even these two characters who can augment reality to make it like absolutely fantastic and bizarre. So there may be moments in the story where this surreal aspect kind of loses some readers, which I would totally understand. So if you're looking for something that is straightforward and concrete, then I would probably not pick up the series. But me personally, I absolutely eat that shit up. Absolutely loved it, and I didn't find that it was too hard to follow what was going on in the story, given the very basic, straightforward premise at the ground level. The next thing I want to talk about is the world. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the world that this manga exists in is absolutely bizarre. It's honestly kind of amazing the scope of things that Taiyo Matsumoto is able to create and capture in this manga at only 8 volumes long. You have a plethora of different landscapes in where different battles and things in the story take place, as well as these fantastic creatures that are hybrids of animals that we have today on Earth. Almost an animal in every single frame for reasons I can't really explain, but it's still really cool. Just the amount of different places and things that you see in this manga serve as a fantastic backdrop for one of the most grand and just mesmerizing stories I've ever experienced in manga. Now, one of the things at the very heart of this manga is emotion. Like I mentioned previously, these Rainbow Defense Force members can feel each other's emotions. One of the members feels anger or sadness. It often just completely overcomes them. This manga, I think, depicts different emotions the best that I've ever seen out of any manga I've ever read. Whether it be the characters' facial expressions or just these bizarre, again, dreamlike drawings that depict, a certain emotion, whether it be anger or rejection or grief or sadness. It's just absolutely unbelievable, almost beyond even explanation. And through reading this manga, I really gained that next level of appreciation for Taiyo Matsumoto as an artist and a storyteller. Sometimes the series can be a little bit goofy and out there, and that gives it merit, but this series just takes that to the next level with the way a manga can really make you feel, and the way these feelings are brought to life on the page and expressed through storytelling and brilliant artwork. Which leads us finally to the artwork of this series. Now, in my opinion, number 5 has the best artwork that I've seen from Taiyo Matsumoto in anything that I've ever read. Now, I'm not exactly sure where this manga lies on the Taiyo Matsumoto timeline as far as when it was created in regards to other manga. It's one of his earlier ones, if I'm not mistaken. But to me personally, the artwork in this manga is very distinct from the rest of his series for a couple of reasons, the first off being the action. Now, to my surprise, there's actually quite a bit of action in this manga, and the way it is drawn is stupendous. I mean, there are entire chapters in this series that are just pure, high energy, high octane battles and these fights that are just so cool. And a lot of the time, it's this dark, gritty, visceral artwork. The gore is sometimes, way more extreme than I thought it would be. There's just such a vast contrast between the lighter sections where, there's nothing really crazy going on. These people are just dancing, being surrounded by all these animals so whimsically. And then you have these dark, heavy, almost primal action scenes. Just the way it's drawn, the way motion is drawn is fantastic. And I honestly could not have imagined the action in this manga any better than it is. And one thing I will always give Taiyo Matsumoto credit for art-wise is his way to create a surreal and dreamlike environment for his stories to take place in, which I already mentioned earlier, but I'll just reiterate, this world seems very alive, so vibrant, even though there's no color on the pages. You can just imagine this fantastic world where the story takes place. Now, if there is one potential negative that I could see with this story and turning people off, though this didn't apply to me, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing with the amount of characters that there are. I think that for the most part, they're, labeled and you're reminded who people are pretty well. So you kind of just have to get through these first 2 volumes or so until you're really, sold on all the characters and know who everybody is. Also, again, the surrealist nature of this manga may be a little bit confusing and lose some readers along the way. But if you can handle a manga that's a little bit abstract in nature and a little bit strange at times, then I think that you would absolutely adore this manga, hopefully as much as I did. So with all that being said, what is my final score for Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5? I'm gonna have to give number 5 fittingly a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10, a perfect score, an absolute masterpiece. For those who've been watching the channel or follow me on my anime list, you guys know I do not give out perfect ratings very often. I think this is like the 5th one that I've ever given. So yeah, I really like this series for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. The characters, super unique, distinct, and lovable. The world is fantastic, and the artwork is top-notch, especially for Taiyo Matsumoto. There is really nothing that I did not like in this manga. So if you're looking to get into something a little bit out there, a little bit bizarre, but extremely well-written, well-drawn, and emotional, or you're kind of on the fence about picking up the new number 5 reprints from Viz Media, this is your call to action. Go out, pick up this series, and I'm sure you will have an amazing time. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this manga review, talking about Taiyo Matsumoto's number 5, one of my new additions to my favorite manga of all time list. Hope you guys enjoyed this manga review. I'm gonna go check out this manga for yourselves. Again, I highly recommend it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of it. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more manga videos just like this. So yeah, this has been ThePromG. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, hope to catch you in the next one.